take me a while for this thing. I am talking. I'm spinning my spinorama. I gotta put you guys over here so you can watch it better. Okay, so you see now, I'm working on this other bowl, and I think I should save some of this. Make another. Anyway, yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a trying to get this in here, and I'm doing this at an angle so I don't take a lot of stuff off in here. Um, there's a piece of coil wood in here. I'm trying to save what I have, so we'll see how that works. Anyway, hey Wade, how you doing? Yeah, nice mess. Now, you heard that crunching noise, right? Okay, so that's telling me I need to replace the tips on this. This one seems to be doing okay, but I want to say what I need is a negative rake tip on there. So what it was doing right here, it was chunking out. That's not good. That's not what I want. So, and now I'm going at an angle with this way. So I'm probably going to go down. I'm probably going to go down another inch and a half or inch and a quarter on this. This thing is really touchy. Yeah. Oh, so, okay, so I kind of wanted to talk about something here, guys. All right. So you can see that's a mess. And I'm trying to be as tactful about using something on this as I can. There's a little bit of resin in there came off, but overall I'm trying to see right here. Anyway, that'll be an interesting event when I get down to a certain point because there's pockets in here, air pockets. And I don't know, this side is not bad, it's this side here. So that'll be interesting. Okay, so Okay, so here's the deal with me. All right, I'm working on this. All right, so now I gotta find the center. You see? No, you can't see. You can't see. All right, so I want to find the center of this. Right, so usually I go across. Oh, straight edge. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm probably gonna do something different. Yeah, I don't know how lined up this is gonna be, but what I want to do is just line these corners up. And I want to, this is how I find my centerpiece. Now, it's a little off, but what I did is I lined up the outside corners. Okay, so that would be center for this. Maybe. Yeah, a little bit over. It moved. Oh no! That'll work. This stuff is hard. It's yellow ash. Yellow ash. Just call me mellow yellow. Okay, so now I'm doing it on this. I'm off. Boy, that's way off. Yeah, my eyes are not good. Oh, I see. I slipped. I slipped. All right. Same thing goes for the middle of this sucker. now the idea here is to cut these off. Wow, 70, 78 people? Woo! 85. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'll put this away. I'm going to take my speed square. I got to get a smaller square. You know, this distance between here and here is a little off, but I want it to be, because that's where I'm going to cut the corners at. So I'm probably about a quarter of an inch, no, about an eighth of an inch. Eighth of an inch. Which is, eighth of an inch, or whatever, centimeters. Centimeters. Is that like a centipede? I said to you a centipede. I said the pea. Okay, so now this circle here is going to be my rough opening. So that's what I kind of want to get down to. The bottom there is going to be a little bit different, but see, now the only problem is width-wise. So I got 11 3/4 inches. So I have to make sure I cut these off enough and then put it on there and see what it looks like. If I need to cut more off, then I have to come back and do that. So sometimes I can overestimate. Hi, A-Top, Lewis, Wade, wherever else is in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, okie dokie, here we go. I always let the thing stop. That did move on me a little bit, by the way. So, but whenever you're cutting something on here like that, don't pull up on it. There's a reason for it. Okay, so now that's about where I want it. Okay, so, yep. Now, I'll try and see this? So if I did it right, You should have a square box. Now, you're going to laugh. I have been known to make weird things out of my own corners. So, that one's a little off. You know what? I'm going to save these. Waste not, want not. Okay, so now, put this down here. Voila. See, I like that too, because now I can move things around easily. So what do we got here? Oh, hey, Netherlands. I'm Dutch. I am Dutch. I have Dutch heritage. My family in Holland, Lindsmeer, and Amsterdam. And I was just there a couple months ago. So, hello to the Dutchman. Russia. Hello. Down under, or, yeah, over. Nice to see you guys. That's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. Okay, so now what I'm doing here is I'm going to take I'll bring you guys over here. Okay, you see this, right? I'm going to take this off. Here's the only problem with this is it turns, makes a little divot there, see? So you got to allow for that. And I've got a ways to go with this yet, so now I'm heating wood in the inside. There's probably going to be more in the inside than the outside, or the outside than the inside. But that, for anybody that was watching me earlier, the chunky noise that gets in here makes little like divots in there. That's telling me my my one tool is actually it's dull, so I have to change the head out in it. Thank you guys, thank you very much. So this is kind of it's a resin thing. I've got a piece of coal wood in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Well, you can see right there. That was a piece that chunked out before I did the coal wood. But there's coal wood right there, and there's some right there. So this ought to be interesting. I plan on leaving the bottom when I get down to about here, probably. So, but see, if you're doing resin work, see what it does. Oh, I love to make resin first thing in the morning. Okay, so now this is the bottom and this is the top. So my plan here is, if it works, this is where you got to readjust yourself here. All right, let's see here. Okay, see. Now, see this? So I have to cut those off too. See that? That could be a predicament. So that's how thin a margin I have. And when it does work, I've got about that much room between the bottom of this and the base. So when you're doing stuff like this, the idea is to take and curve it in and then try and do a little at a time from the side or cut it out of bandsaw. Well, my bandsaw won't cut this. They're not big enough. So there you go. But this will be the top. So well, hang on a second here. I'm going to make a resin bowl out of this. So, I'm back to square one. All right. Have a cracker? No. The problem with that one there that I just had on there, I have to do some modifications to it. So I won't do it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, that's pretty trippy. We got it. Okay. Now, back to square one. I'm going to have to use these other ones instead of using that one until I change it. Now you heard that chunking out a little bit, right? Well, it's because it's hitting the wood. So what I gotta do is I gotta cut this down a little bit. Now see how that's working out? Um, I don't know how far down my bowl is, my wood is. It looks like I'm getting down to the bottom right now. So this one's probably sitting right here. So I'm probably gonna go to a little bit down here. No, wasted a lot doing it that way, but Okay, see now there's the coal in there. So now a lot of guys wanted me to leave this stuff in there, but anyway, um, I'm probably gonna leave it at this height here. I don't know how far down. Let's see. They did the problem when I was experimenting with this thing, so yeah. Probably right about there. And I'm guessing that's where that bottom is, right here somewhere. So, okay, so I think I'm just going to sit on this for a little bit. But I do need to make a tenon. And that's what this is. Then why they clear this out eventually, right? So that the chuck could sit on this. So I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to work on this a little bit. Okay, so this is what a mortise is. This is what a mortise is. And I got this where I wanted because I could take this on the drill press and do this now. I'm doing both. Hang on a second. Okay, so it depends. Hang on a second. I don't want to see me. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so carbide. Good question. All right, now I got 3 carbide tips that I use the most here. They're CI5s, and these things work great for getting in tight spots. When you're doing a reveal, say you're doing a curved bowl or doing some kind of a vase. Although these are limited to smaller stuff, it doesn't go in so deep. Some of the guys have got some really long ones that go in further, but these are carbide tips. I do like them. I just got this one at a symposium a month ago. It's a CI2, and it does pretty good. In fact, I don't like to use this on resin if I can because it'll take a lot out, chunk it out. This is a CI. What's this one? I forget what this one was. Anyway, you got this one too. This Easy Wood stuff is really good to use. Now, what I use the most is this, these two. I use a gouge. I'll use this one here too, by the way, for that. But I want to say I probably use 3 to 4 standard ones, and then the others I use are carbide tips. Now, I've got smaller ones, like this, but these are for specialty tools, for like doing small stuff and ornaments and stuff. When I do Christmas trees and snowmen, I use these. Oh, by the way, yeah, because I get 2 of them like this. Okay, so here's the key to this, though. All right, so when I make snowmen and Christmas trees, I like, especially Christmas trees, if I'm going this way with them, and I'm making them this way, what happens is I can't get underneath. Once I groove them, when I get to that stage, I'll show you guys. So I have to turn them around so that I can get underneath them. When you're making that, you're making the branches, you have to make sure that you're using these going this way and not this way. You could use these this way, but a lot of the stuff I do, you have to use the other way. It's kind of one of those things you use. Okay, so the number one reason why I use carbide tips. Replacement. Okay, so hang in there. Replacements. Takes me like 5 minutes. Those bags up there, right there. Yeah, the bags, yeah. I can replace those in 5 minutes. Sharpen the tool. My sharpener over here, which is messed up right now, I haven't fixed it. That will take me a lot longer. This is the gouging tool that I have, and I'm not really comfortable with it because I've had issues with it before. I still can't use it. A friend of mine put that on there at the angle I'm supposed to sharpen it at, but and I should be trying to train myself better on this, and I will probably in the future. But I like, for me, convenience, both in replacing tips and just I feel comfortable using the carbide tips. It's just up to you guys. Traditionalists like you to do this, but they're all lying too, because I know two guys that are traditionalists. They'll tell you, "Oh, we only use this." They're wrong. And their videotapes sometimes they're using the carbide tips. So there you go. I mean, I have a carbide. I got 10 carbide regular steel ones. There's my gougers right here. All right. This gouger I use when I'm doing stuff with bar on it. So, like for instance, if I was to take this here, I'd use this on there. I might use the bigger one. But the problem with these is, okay, so now you're getting into the cambium layer, is these corners gouge. So that's when I go to smooth it out, and I'll use this, and then I'll start. If you want to take bulk stuff out, I use this. when I'm smoothing things out and I don't want to use anything, just get the rings out. I'll use this one and I'll use this one, especially that one. It works great when you're going back and forth. I've never had a problem with that. This one I'll use in a limited capacity because I don't use it except for when I'm doing a base of something. The parting tools I tend to use a little bit less. In fact, I don't even use it to part, to be honest with you. What I usually do is I make a big enough groove. If I'm going to take it off on the lathe, I'll make a big enough groove and then I get it down to a certain point where I take it and use a saw blade and cut it. So, yeah. Now, some guys will say, well, that's unorthodox, but oh well. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Okay, so I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow, but whenever I start doing this thing, I'll show you what tools I use. All right. Whether it'll be on here, and if you can't watch me when I'm doing it, it's fine. You can see the video on there. You can see what I use. Now I have to put a disclaimer out there. Okay, so there's a lot of people I know that are professionals out there say, "Well, you're not doing it right." Well, you have to ask yourself, what's right, what's wrong? If you're turning and you do things a certain way, who's to say your way is not? First, learn all the terminology and stuff, so you won't look like an idiot like me. Because sometimes I just pick up a tool and start turning, right? And that's true. When I first got this thing, I started picking up different tools and just using it. I didn't know what the heck they were using it for. Just do it and feel them out. And once you get used to the feel of it, you know when how much not to put pressure on, how much to put pressure on, which way to do it, how far to go. You know, when you're doing deep stuff like what I'm doing, that's when it pays. That's when problems come up. Now, here's another issue I just thought about. Okay, the steel tools like this, and this one's I got to clean up, and then plus this is coming out. But anyway, the steel tools, there's a couple of issues with them. One is if you don't know how to sharpen them, get somebody to do it for you, or you'll end up doing that, burning it. It's not good. This one's okay though. I sharpened it better the second time around, but the length of the tool, if you're doing deep bowls, a lot of my bowls I like to make that are 6, 8, 10 inches deep. This is another reason why not to use, even the same thing with a gouge, with a steel gouge. This is why I use these. The length is a lot better. Now, with these, they also have a sticker on them. All right. Although mine is coming off, and I got to mark it, but in fact, I'll do that right now. Now, see where that black mark is? That's how far you got. 6 inches or so from here to use. When you get deep into a bowl and you're gouging, you don't want to go too much further on here. When you sit it on the rest, that's about as far as you want to go with that. All right. So the idea is once you start learning, you put this inside the bowl a little bit at an angle. I got two of them, one here, for doing bigger stuff. And when I get to that point, like when I'm going to be doing my next bowl, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Even though it's not a deep one, it's kind of the same way. You use this in a certain way. Now, with this, it's a little bit different. I'm going to have to figure out how to make a different rack for these things. Anyway, this one has got a mark between here and here. You see that? Okay, so you never want to use, if you can get away with it, where that corner is, from here to here, on here. So you're basically taking this point here to here, that's your work zone. All right, that's the rest zone. And so now I'm going to say that a lot of times I've gone like this, and it's easy to go like this with your wrist. But when I'm doing it, I'm usually going from here to here. Again, this is a long ways back. When you're doing a bowl, the ideal way to do a bowl, let's see, is if you had this in the bowl turned this way. So if you're working a bowl like this, you can go like this to get the sides. You see what I'm saying? Can you see that? Again, it's one of those work in progress. When you go through, you did a process of just figuring out what's best for you. That one there actually works a little bit better than this one because you get a longer reach and it's fatter. This one here is fatter here. So a lot of times when I'm doing stuff, I can't get it in there because of the thickness of this. You also have skinnier ones. I have another one in here somewhere. It's the size of the bowl. It's my pinky. It's a steel rod. It's like that long, and I can go inside off a steel rod. So, not yours. You know what? The next time I do a real deep one, I'll let people know. I try to let people know what I'm doing before I start, and I could show you the tools that I'm using and why I'm using them. Again, I'll put that disclaimer out there saying, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just doing it. Don't do this at home thing, like they do in Mythbusters. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go because I'm going to go get some dinner. But I'll be working on this. I got to get the chuck, which is I was showing you. This chuck goes on here. Now that I got it down to where I want it, what I'll do is I'm going to start just fine-tuning this rim and this in here. With the chuck in, I can take this off. So that'll be the next thing I'll be doing. Flattening this out on I'm just going to be doing some fine-tuning with this. A different take on, a little bit different than what I thought I would have, but oh well. Thank you again, guys. Subscribe to me. I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing contests in the future, probably. So, and I want side-by-side. I'm looking for a panel. If you guys are interested, you can be with me. I could do, what I'm looking for is another turner, scroll saw person, a crafter, and a carver, and pyrographer. Wow, that's another thing. You guys could love the pyrography stuff I could pull up from. I took pictures in Hawaii. Some of these guys are just exquisite. All right. Anyway, I'm looking forward to starting this whole thing and getting it out there. And I appreciate the 130 people that were on here. Thank you, Lewis. You should get a gold star for hanging around like you do. I don't know where you're at. You should let everybody introduce yourself and let everybody know where you're at. All you people on there from Europe, thank you. I hope you're having a great night and a great morning. God bless you guys if you don't believe in God. So that's it. Have a great day. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.